Once upon a time, there was a young artist named Emma. Emma had always dreamed of becoming a famous painter, but she often found herself lacking the inspiration to create her art. She would wait for the perfect moment, the perfect scene, the perfect feeling to strike her before she picked up her paintbrush. One day, Emma read a quote that stuck with her: "Inspiration does exist, but it must find you working." She realized that she had been waiting for inspiration to come to her instead of actively seeking it out. Emma decided to change her approach. She set up her easel and paints in her studio and committed to spending at least 2 hours a day working on her art, whether she felt inspired or not. She painted scenes from her daily life, experimenting with different techniques and styles. At first, Emma found it difficult to work without feeling inspired. But as she continued to paint every day, she began to notice something happening. The act of painting itself became inspiring. The colors on her palette, the brush strokes on her canvas, the way the light fell on her subject, all of these elements began to fill her with excitement and energy. As Emma continued to paint, she found that inspiration began to come to her more often. She was no longer waiting for it to strike her, she was actively seeking it out through her work. And as she honed her craft, her art began to improve, too. Eventually, Emma's hard work and dedication paid off. Her paintings were noticed by a gallery owner, who offered her a solo show. Emma's art received critical acclaim, and she became a successful and respected artist in her own right. Looking back on her journey, Emma realized that the quote that had inspired her so much was absolutely true. Inspiration does exist, but it must find you working. By committing to her art, day in and day out, Emma had not only found inspiration, she had created it herself.